Why do some people choke under pressure while others seem to do just fine? Well, it turns out that science has some answers for how to handle high-pressure situations, whether it's a game, a big speech, a musical concert, or the interview of your life. In this video, we will cover actionable strategies for how to be unshakable under pressure, all backed by science. Let's go. First, we need to define what pressure is. There's a great book called Performing Under Pressure, and the authors define pressure as a situation where the outcome is uncertain, you care deeply about the result, and your performance will be judged. Stress is the feeling you get when the demands of a situation exceed your perceived resources. Pressure, on the other hand, is more acute, situational, and high stakes. It's a situation where your performance in the moment has to deliver. A job interview, for example, or a musical audition. So how do we perform well in high-pressure situations where everything's on the line? In this video, we're going to cover 7 strategies for how to be unshakable under pressure. Number 1, reframe stress as excitement. There's a study in the Journal of Experimental Psychology that found that the symptoms that you experience under stress are actually identical to the symptoms that you experience when you're excited. Symptoms such as sweaty palms. The only difference is the label that you attach to the experience. It's not the nerves that hurt you, it's actually the story that you tell yourself about the nerves. So the next time you have a racing heart or sweaty palms or shortness of breath, frame it as excitement, not stress. Number 2, stop time traveling. What do I mean by that? A study in clinical psychology found that practicing mindfulness in high-stress situations actually has a measurable effect on your anxiety levels. Often what we do in high-pressure, high-stress situations is we fixate on the future, or we fixate on the immediate past, such as something that we said that we perceive as dumb. If you instead root your perception and awareness firmly in the present moment, that will have a demonstrable effect on your anxiety and your stress. One thing that I found actually helps me when I'm giving a speech, for example, is to focus on sensory perceptions to ground me in the present moment. I'll, for example, focus on what the auditorium sounds like. Maybe there's an AC unit that I can hear and it's just barely audible. I'll focus on the hum of the AC. You'll find generally that the more your awareness is on the present moment, the less stressed you get. Number 3, build a coat of armor. In the book, Performing Under Pressure, the authors note that people who handle high-pressure situations the best often put on what they call a coat of armor. These people exhibit confidence, optimism, tenacity, and enthusiasm in high-pressure situations. For me personally, I find that O, optimism, is the most powerful of the 4 words in this acronym. If I visualize a positive outcome prior to me stepping on stage, and I really focus on that positive visualization, I find that I just naturally perform better and it puts me more at ease because now I'm fixating on the best case scenario and not ruminating on the worst case scenario. As far as enthusiasm is concerned, if you don't feel in the moment that you are very enthusiastic prior to doing whatever high pressure situation you're about to do, I find that putting on some music that you really resonate with, that really amps you up right before the event can be a game changer. Pick one song. Think about it for a second. What's the one song that when you listen to it, your blood pressure goes up and you get really excited and animated? Have that one song that's lined up in your phone that you can play right before high pressure situations. Number 4, this one's a little weird, but be superstitious. We all know of these famous athletes who have pre-performance routines that can be a little quirky. For example, Michael Jordan and his UNC shorts. There's a study that shows that athletes who have pre-performance routines tend to perform more consistently under stress. Routines reduce randomness, and this gives your brain greater control in chaos. You see, in high-pressure situations, there tends to be a lot of uncertainty, and our brains, in situations like that, crave control. They crave order. And a pre-performance routine can give your brain what it craves. This could be as simple as push-ups on the floor. It could be as simple as a prayer. It could be reading a passage out of your favorite book. It could be a piece of music. 5th, simulate high-pressure situations in advance of the real thing. A study found that police officers who practiced firing a gun in high-stress situations in advance were able to perform better under pressure and have better judgment in real firefights. The best way to stop choking under pressure is to practice choking under pressure. So if you have a big speech coming up, practice it in a situation that simulates the real place and the real environment as much as possible. If the speech is going to be in a big auditorium, practice giving the speech in a big auditorium. Number 6, this one's a little interesting. Stop being mean to yourself. We are often too hard on ourselves. A study found that self-compassion actually improves our performance in high-stress situations. Contrary to some advice you'll see on the internet, kindness is not a weakness, it is a performance enhancer. The final and perhaps most important strategy of all for performing better in high-pressure situations is to remove the ego. The more we become self-conscious, self-oriented, self-focused, me, the less well typically we're able to perform. You often hear stories of famous athletes or musicians who claim to lose themselves in the moment. They turn off their thinking mind, they stop focusing inward, and they instead focus entirely on the present moment. So the less you focus on yourself, the more you will be able to show up in moments where it really counts. Here's one final thing I'll say about performing under pressure. The fact that you are feeling pressure at all means that what you're doing is worth doing. Most people, when they feel pressure, will buckle under that pressure, but you won't because you watch this video. So carry on and keep doing things that put you into a state of pressure. That means that you are on the right path. Thank you for watching.